Awesome. Well, welcome everybody. And thank you if you're on YouTube listening to the video recording of our presentation. We're really excited about all the cool things for 2024. And we've got some student opportunities, some showcases, some stuff connected to our conference, competitions. It's really great. So we have a new volunteer coordinator. So if you go to our volunteer page, you can find that real easily. And there's a number of different things that we have available for students. We're going to focus on two awesome student experiences for this coming up year. And one's our 5th annual iLRNFuser Student Game Jam, which is an international competition for immersive game apps and other kinds of immersive games and spaces supporting United Nations sustainability goals. And another opportunity that's a great internship or project for coders and developers, artists, and all sorts of people is our Project Vanguard, which is our alternate reality game. And I have with me Arthi Suresh. Arthi, would you please introduce yourself just a little bit and say hi?
Hi, yeah. So I am the founder and artistic director of Hitcher Encounter. So we're an immersive entertainment company, and we make immersive theater and like experiences that sort of like extend reality and sort of blur the boundaries. But yeah, and Project Vanguard is a little bit video game, a little bit immersive theater, and a little bit immersive experience.
Right. Yeah. So we're really excited about engaging you in some pretty creative, can show off your skills, and showcase some things with these two projects. But do check out our website at immersiveLRN.org, and there's a number there, including these two things. So yeah. Oh wow, the slideshow there on Canva actually works nicely. Cool. So just to kind of start off with our iLRNFuser global student game jam, we've worked with or collaborated with universities from all over Europe, North Africa, and the United States. We'd love to collaborate with people in South America, Asia, everywhere. So we're looking for a variety of students from a variety of universities around the world. And it's all in an effort to highlight and showcase the different United Nations sustainability goals. The goals of this iLRNFuser Game Jam is to, well, build rapport. So give students an opportunity to meet people from around the world, foster new friendships in a creative, community, design-based, production-based, but really, interdisciplinary relationships at a professional level and definitely a friendship relationship level. That's iLRN. So come and join our network and meet creative individuals, be a creative individuals, and find a variety of different professional growth opportunities, whether it's in technical, like you're in computer science or game design programs, making these things. We're a good place for you to meet others like that, but also artists and designers, community leaders, and others, expertise from kind of across the curriculum, medical education, etc. All are thriving within the Immersive Learning Research Network. And we try to create a space to really get people to know each other, find a role within your game design or project development, and push you a little bit beyond your comfort zone, have you interacting with people from around the world, connecting different disciplinary things with innovative technologies that are just kind of really pushing the edge. So we'd love to have your creative ideas, your technical skills, and you can showcase these, particularly around our 2024 theme, which is tech for good. So we're trying to use technology to do good things. We want to highlight the goodness of people learning things in a good way. So all of those we would like to showcase. So we would like your project to have some heart, and we'd love for it to have some like, like show us how are people learning, or how could they learn in your app. We're not looking, this all doesn't have to be completely professional. We're looking for beginners and people with that heart and that vision to collaborate. We welcome low code, no code type things. Scan this QR code about more on the Game Jam. The rules are, we need teams that have to be made up from at least 2 different universities. They don't necessarily have to be in other countries, but jump onto our iLRN Discord for the Game Jam, and you can find other universities looking for different types of skills, different types of things. So there's starting to get some hopping communications and ideas going there. We're using AI on the Discord to do some things, so that's great. Your game topic has got to be at least one of the 17 United Nations sustainability goals, of which you can go to the sustainability goals website, and there's lots of great things describing how they are. It's very easy for you to come up with something that will represent and make a stand for those goals. So they're encourage you to be creative. Don't struggle too much. There's a lot of easy ways to make this happen. It's a broad avenue, but your project needs to be a PC or a mobile app, or a board game. It could be a physical prototype. It needs to have like something you can engage with. It could be a game or a gamified app. So an app with a different kind of purpose that has gamification techniques embedded into it, that would also be fine, so long as it completes that United Nations sustainability goal. And then, of course, like a simulation or another kind of immersive technology can be used. And a 2D game on the web counts as an immersive technology. So also lots of different things, but we're looking for a broad variety. We've got 8 different criteria by which we will be judging the submissions, right? So whether or not you meet that sustainability goal, there's criteria there, that's 20 points. The application and the game design itself, like how clear the game concept is, the storylines, how well it aligns with intended purposes, that's 10 points. The user engagement, the UI, how you develop that interface, and how well the gamers facilitates a seamless and intuitive interaction. So that's good. Artwork, design, and music style, that's 10 points. The playability and interactivity, 10 points. This project scalability, so just the potential for it to grow and adapt, that's 10 points. Also could be done in different ways depending on the platform or the build. The project technical immersiveness, also a broad category, but those teams that really focus on the technical aspects and evaluate the depth and sophistication of how that immersion happens, just using different ways, there's points for that. And then finally, the meaningful use of artificial intelligence, 10 points for the use of AI, whether that's in the build, should make it more inclusive, a variety of different ways. So you can include that in your documentation, but it should be evident also in your submission. So 2 ways to participate. The first way is you can, just submit your immersive application that meets those criteria. Make a 1 or 2 page paper that sort of talks about that with your process, describing the app, the design, and how you developed it. You then, submit the game or the app, how the game meets those sustainability development goals, and a small, 3 to 5 minute YouTube video demonstrates it, right? So you can, that's one route for But if you also want to take a bit more serious professional academic route, you can also submit a paper focusing on those computer science, those game design, those immersive learning, different applications, like in a variety of different innovations that you might want to talk about in your paper. And we still have these routes that you can go. So in addition to method one, submission of the game, you could do a short paper, a work in progress paper. So you wouldn't necessarily have the data analyzed yet, but you sort of talk about the setup, or the doctoral colloquium paper if you are a graduate student, whether a master's or a doctoral student. Come to the DC and with that game. The game that you would then submit would need to be in a more finished state so that you have something to assess that goes along with the paper. So registration is already open. We've got it set up. Please pop into our EasyChair. You just make a quick account on EasyChair. Your deadline is February 15th, which is essentially your plan. You can put all your plan together, your team and your plan and what you're going to do to meet the sustainability goals. Put that up in EasyChair. And then from February 15th onward, you can actually build what you said you were going to do in that proposal until when it's open in the end of May, beginning of June. So there's if you did that method two, that second route, you would have to have that done. And that's what we have for the student game jam. So for our other opportunity, we would like to dive into the alternate reality game development and design, and that is Project Vanguard. And I'm going to turn this over to Arthi, but here to participate whenever. Just call on me if anything comes up. So welcome, Arthi.
Yes, so just a quick introduction to the project. This is quite ambitious and very experimental, and I've done a little bit of research. It's one of the first of its kind, where we're merging video game to theater to this kind of extent. How it's going to be, it's a durational piece, so the narrative will be across 4 weeks and even longer, but the main chunk of what people will be participating will be 3 to 4 weeks. And it will be in between the iLRN online conference and the in-person conference at Glasgow in 2024. And Project Vanguard is basically it's part video game, so a whole week of it is going to be a video game, which is why we'd like to collaborate with you guys and have loads of people on board, so we can have some exciting ideas and contributions. A little bit about the story. So the story is around Dr. Katrina Bryce, who is a fictional character that we've made for the show. But we extend reality and merge fiction and reality a little bit here and say she's a friend of Jonathan from a long time ago, and Jonathan and Michael met her a couple of, like, probably a decade ago or so, and that they were friends, and suddenly she goes disappearing. And then out of the blue, when Jonathan and Michael are planning the new Immersive Learning Research Networks conference, they get a fax. And that fax is from Katrina. And then they start digging and realize that there's a lot more to this. So from a player's point of view, this is a missing person. This is a game, this is a little mystery game where you find what happened to Katrina Bryce, where she is, is she the good person? Is she the bad person? What's happening? And probably fight some evil along the way. But on the other side of this narrative, what actually happens is that she is working working. She's an intelligent woman. She's a professor, and she is the leading person in her field. And she creates an educational tech, which this really big bad corporate boys have invested in it. And when they realize that her invention will lose them a lot of money across all of their other investments, they want to put an end to it. So they meddle with her invention and she gets lost in the metaverse. So the whole point of the game is to get her out of metaverse, fight the bad guys, help iLRN, and hopefully, and we'll also have a live actor who's playing Katrina Bryce across the metaverse and also in person. And how the players engage and help her out is by playing her game and her invention Glimmer. And Glimmer is going to be the video game, which is a walking simulator through which you find little bits of information. It's a little like it's an online treasure hunt almost. And you engage with people in real time, as well as a lot of online footage, and also a lot of research that has been done for the conference from loads of different people. So it's a really big project, and we've got lots and lots of collaborators and lots of people who are going to contribute to it. Oh, here we go. Yeah, these are the goals. Jonathan, you want to pitch in for this bit?
Sure. I need to shut down a little notice here that popped up on my screen. Yeah, so the goals we had were to showcase the variety of immersive learning applications. So we're looking for people who are interested in building different immersive learning applications that might be just as part of this project, the Project Vanguard. But we're also looking for the huge variety of immersive learning experiences that have been already created and submitted through the Immersive Learning Research Network over the last 10 years. So there's all kinds of science, health, community, specific learner populations, lots of different things across virtual reality, augmented reality, video games, many different ways of immersion. So we'd like to showcase those as sort of like the different ways people interact with and in immersive places. And then that becomes kind of a showcase or a walkthrough of the variety of immersive learning experiences. So we're also looking for student work from scratch too. So you don't have to have something cooked up, no big grants, no research necessarily. We'd love you to dream up a good learning goal and create something of your own from scratch. And you don't even have to be necessarily a game designer student. You could be off at in an arts program, in an education program, in a humanities program, and you can collaborate with people. So we're looking for people who are going to take this seriously as a student internship project. And there's a lot of different ways to do that. So we want to encourage people to submit a variety of different experiences to as many of these applications as possible. The mystery game that Katrina Bryce develops is called Glimmer. And so many of the contributions that we'd like you to make are as part of that. And then we have a points collection game through the Vanguard website. So imagine they can go into this externally created game that then becomes part of our alternate reality game, sort of an archipelago of a whole bunch of different interfaces that connect through the website. And then by successfully answering a clue that was embedded within a particular game or other experience, you come back to the app and input the clue or the answer, and that gives you the next place to explore and a clue that you're supposed to pick up inside that environment. So from there, they go from one to another, sort of a treasure hunt, and solving the mystery of what happened to Katrina and help us save her from the forces of tech darkness. So we'll extend the possibility for contributions to publish, if again, just like the game jam, through some journals. So if you're a serious researcher looking to explore alternate reality, game-based learning, or even just like documenting your experiences and being a part of this alternate reality experience with iLRN, there's a publications framework here that we'd love to collaborate with you all on as well. So we're looking for a variety of different ways to participate. Method one is the core game. So if you're looking to help us develop the app and the experience that connects all these different games together, that's our core game. We have Lucas Lee at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, who is helping to lead that team. So you can send your resume and portfolio to volunteers at immersivellrn.org, and Lucas can help. We can help set that up and develop the core game. We also have you can also, method two, create an immersive node, right? So we're looking for standalone immersive experiences, video games, VR headset, augmented reality games to add to our growing database with this variety of immersive experiences. And if we can, we can make it work through working with you, we'd like to directly connect it to the game itself. So again, a huge variety of immersive experiences that will connect to interact with that core game app. This is how we'll run sort of the time-based alternate reality experience. Michael, do you want to talk about the game developer? Would that be okay?
Sure. So for the core game team, we're looking for some game developers, and these are requirements that were created by Lucas. So I'll just read through them, but we would like somebody who has experience in game development. The Glimmer game is going to be developed in Unity, so we would like someone with proficiency in game engines, but especially Unity, because that's what we'll be using, along with GitHub to do version control. So you should be skilled in those two areas. The Unity build will be a WebGL build, so we want it to be a web-based app that can be accessed by as many people as possible. And so we'd like somebody with knowledge of WebGL and interaction with browser scripting and things like that as well. Of course, we're going to be working on a team, so we need somebody who is a team player and is able to work effectively in a collaborative setting. And this is going to be, well, most of our developers so far are at Cal Poly. So if you're at Cal Poly, you're going to be close to the other developers. If not, then having skills to work remotely will be helpful as well. And then we would like somebody who has experience with backend as a service, such as Firebase or Supabase. We are thinking about doing some, state management and storing some things on databases, and so somebody who can who has experience connecting a database to Unity will be helpful on that team.
Yep.
We're also looking for a technical artist, and again, somebody who is proficient in Unity art or art in Unity. Again, somebody who knows how to use version control systems, because the artwork will need to be stored along with the code in some VCS. We would like expertise in Unity shading, effects, and post-processing, so that we can enhance the visual quality and immersion of the game. And we'd like somebody who can create low poly 3D models as needed. So as Arthi sets the narrative, she's going to have certain trigger objects and things like that. And we will, get what we can from the Unity asset store, but we'd like to have some custom items as well and custom objects and things like that. So somebody who can create those models would be very helpful.
Yeah. So our whole time frame from this is January through June of 2024. That would be effectively, the next semester for those students who are on semesters, and really the following 2 quarters if you're on the quarter system. We can manage to sort of implement these into your respective course credits. So those of you who are in programs where a game design like this might fulfill some or all of the requirements for an internship or a particular class that you're taking, we encourage you to talk to your faculty members, your advisors and whatnot, and see if maybe doing a particular kind of work, whether it's design, programming, helping us with the narration, helping us with the development of the story and all of its effects. There's many, many different roles across this, and it takes an interdisciplinary group of experts across the spectrum to make it work. So we'd love to engage students across that interdisciplinary spectrum and collaborate with you. We try to be inclusive, we try to be accessible, and in fact, the game itself, we want to have as many hallmarks of accessibility and inclusiveness as we can. Understanding full well the many, many challenges that are embodied within all of these things. It's an adventure. Of course, there's some danger. For immersive node authors, if you're interested in submitting to that, actually, Michael, I think if it's okay, I'll hand this back over to you because I think you might have some context for this, if I'm not mistaken.
As we said before, we really want to showcase educational games and experiences, and we just want a wide variety of both subject matters and also technologies. So we encourage people to experiment with VR and AR and MR, virtual reality, augmented reality, and mixed reality. We also encourage you to use narrative immersion. So when people think about immersivity and immersive learning, the first thing that comes to a lot of our minds is the tech, right? The headsets and the other technology involved. But there is a lot to be said about narrative immersion and bringing people into a story, which is what we're trying to do with Glimmer as well. And then we also want to focus on accessibility. We have a lot of researchers in our network who work with people with different abilities, and so games should be for everybody. And so projects that focus on accessibility and making a game much more accessible to everybody are going to be things that are interesting to us. On the platform side, we do prefer web-based games, and again, that's for accessibility, because if you have to download a client software or something like that, then it makes it one more step harder for people to experience the games, and we want people to experience these nodes as much as possible. But we do realize that people have different expertise on different platforms, and sometimes you need to do something on a particular platform because that platform has the features that you need. And so of course we opened it up to iOS or Android apps, things from the App Store or the Google Play Store. We also have some projects that are coming in that are Windows executables or Windows applications or Mac applications, and that's fine too. We want to open this up to as many different types of apps as possible, and as long as we're upfront about what the system requirements are and what you need to run the application, we're very open to that. We also realize that when we're talking about immersive and all these different great technologies, that sometimes you can't just give somebody that experience. Sometimes the experience happens in a building, or requires a huge piece of equipment that people don't have at home. And so we also have video only submissions, and this is for cases where maybe you've developed something that works real great on your workbench, but it's not something that you can really deploy to the web or put into somebody's personal device. And then so in those cases, we'd like you to give us a 3 to 5 minute video showing us that technology, showing us how it's used, showing us how people are experiencing it, what kinds of educational benefits they're getting. And that also will be something that is in our big database of different immersive experiences.
Yeah, wow, thank you, Michael. That was amazing. Yeah. And to dovetail on that, these educational games or experiences, when you log in to submit your node, this is for the node authors, we're going to ask you kind of what's the technical, is it VR, AR, mixed reality, how, like how does all this, what, is there a narrative, and to what degree is it? Kind of describe that and those components, or other ways of immersing. And then also to discuss that accessibility. How is it accessible? To whom? What sorts of abilities have you taken into account in your design? And then the platforms, obviously, you'll discuss that too. So that'll be really for node authors. You know, we're looking for that wide range, this huge landscape of immersion that you'll be able to, game players will be able to explore. So please, we're looking far and wide for a variety of different submissions for nodes. So accessibility is key, but if there are challenges, that's okay too. So we want both. Okay. Wow. So Arthi, where does that leave us with Dr. Katrina Bryce? I am so worried about her. Like, I can't sleep, actually.
Well, that now that we have done that little presentation, what's going to happen is if we have lots of people interested, you can come on board and we can build this together. And yeah, there's Michael. But we can build this, we can build Glimmer together and start this thing and help Katrina get out.
That's right. So node authors, give us a shout. We're on Discord. I think we can have we'll have the link on the YouTube channel to our Discord. Jump in and explore. We'll find the good spot for you. If you want to be part of the core team, there's volunteers at immersivellrn.org, the email that you can send us, or the volunteer page on our website. But yeah, we're looking for a lot of people to join us in the search for and helping us save Katrina in the end. So it's a tech for good project. Let's save the world.
And also, I think if you want to add, if you do choose to be part of the core team or contribute, and then want to add this to your CV or portfolio and get references, this is a really good platform to do so.
That's an excellent point. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, iLRN is trying to help the profession of immersive learning, and students and other early professionals across. We're looking to collaborate with you. So yeah, let's collaborate together and well, I hope to see you online and in the future.